It's 5 o'clock, so we're gonna open the Rosen Legislative, Committee meeting. And, everyone's present accounted for, besides Commissioner Epperson. He may come in any minute, but we'll go on and start the meeting. Okay, guess we're ready for prayer. Let us pray. Our Father, who art the hope of all the earth, remember us in love and guide us by thine wisdom. Remember us and grant thee thy blessings upon thy servants. Remember our community leaders, our county mayor, commissioners, our city mayor, and councilmen. Bless us with the spirit of wisdom, goodness, and truth. May law and order, justice, and peace prevail. Defend our liberties, preserve our unity, and protect our community. To the honor of thy holy name. Amen. The first item is approval of May 16th, 2022, Rosen Legislative Committee minutes.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The second item is consideration of placing the June 13th, 2023 Commission minutes on the July 11th, 2023 Commission agenda.
Move to approve without a recommendation.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next item is consideration of placing the June 29th, 2023 Special Call Commission minutes on the July 11th, 2023 Commission agenda.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The fourth item is consideration of placing notary applicants on July 11th, 2023 County Commission agenda as requested by County Clerk Donna Thomas.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye. All opposed? The Veterans Report, was in our packet. There were 56 that were transported to the VA hospital, and there were 91 veterans that came by the office, so it's a pretty busy May. Mike, you have anything else you want to add to the Veterans Report?
Busy. Now we've got, two offices, which makes HIPAA, appropriate now. And everything else, so we're on track. Thanks for the mayor to get the office taken care of. And, now we can fully function. One of the busiest in the state.
Okay, thank you. Great job. Any other discussion or questions for? Okay. The next item is, Ag Center report. The minutes were in there from May 8th meeting. Commissioner Anderson.
No, nothing really new off these minutes anyway, but, of course, we're always a month behind. We just had our meeting and,
Yeah, how did it, in January?
and again, the general thing was we talked about the restroom issues we had out there. Bottom line was this. Commissioner Sweeney, I want to thank the mayor and everybody. We worked really hard to try to get the grant to get it, but what happened was the hoops the federal government made us go through. Made that restroom, it should have been $25,000-$30,000, cost $200,000. And that's just not gonna cut it. So we're sending the money back to the USDA, we're out. Now, I wish they would have told Commissioner Sweeney and I at the beginning, here's the rules, this would have been fine. They knew exactly what we wanted, which was a block building like at a high school, like any football game you go to, not the Taj Mahal. So long story short, the good news is the fair board and us, after the fair's over, we're all gonna get together and sit down and see if we can't figure out a way, the fair board and the ag board, to build our own bathroom. And I think we might get that done. So other than that, that's just about it.
It needs to be done. You need
Yes,
it
we
out
need
there.
it. We do need it.
I got a question.
Yes,
Have you tried a grant?
that's what we just did.
No, I mean, a grant through someplace like Lowe's or something.
I think the fair's working on that, to be honest with you. I think they've got a grant in mind, and we're gonna partner up together and stay away from that USDA angle and go that route. But yes, we are working on a grant.
We got a $27,000 grant.
It's a great idea.
for the VFW
Y'all really, that's wonderful. From Lowe's,
from Lowe's.
I will look into that.
That was part of it. 15,000 of those.
And the way we're doing it, that might work perfect. Thank you very much. Absolutely. It's a wonderful idea. We're looking for anything we can get. It won't hurt. All they can do is say no. Thank you very much.
Any other discussion, questions? Okay. Next is the, clinic report. On the medical side, they saw 108 patients, the same physician volunteers, Dr. Luba and Dr. Talbot. Dental patients, I think there were 31 that were seen in May, and again, Dr. Gray puts in quite a few hours. He puts in about 31 hours every month. Yes,
They hired another nurse.
okay, good.
So there were 300 patients with a waiting list, with him coming on board. He said
Probably get to see more.
to see more.
Good, good. So that patient number may get higher than 31 a month, but good, they do provide a valuable service for our community. That's for our only place. Anybody have any other questions or discussion? Next is under old business, a resolution to amend the zoning, resolution of Bedford County, Tennessee. It's been deferred for a number of months, and I guess it's
I don't need
still
to
same
change it now.
status, okay. The next item is, unauthorized use of public property and anti-loitering prohibitions update. Okay, County Mayor?
We do have some avenues to explore if we actually go under state legislative plastic camping law that would help them deal
State
with the
property.
issue that's happening on the state capitol. And so, we will be able to exercise some of the things in there. On the face of this, the word ordering is a little bit different, but they're obviously closely working. Start being concerned, and there's some specific things in that camping law that would give us some opportunity to identify.
So it's just a language issue, you think that's what we're dealing with, or is it a language issue we're dealing with, or is it an intent and purpose issue, what do we? Okay, okay.
Because this is not a Shelbyville, Bedford County problem. Every community in Middle Tennessee's having this problem because Nashville basically took their homeless people and dispersed them all over Middle Tennessee.
Certainly overnight, we really have some
Good.
versus somebody having lunch on the floor.
Right.
That's kind of ordering versus
Yeah,
camping
yeah,
is where we would need to.
the distinction.
But it looks like we have a path that kind of.
Yeah, I don't guess, we need to do anything action on that, do we? Just, it's just for discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, under new business, we do have, a memorandum from, the controller of the Treasury, Public Chapters 300 and Public Chapter 213 on open meetings, already part of it. Subject to Public Chapters 300 and 213 on open meetings. The new law becomes effective July 1st, 2013. The PC 300 requires that for each public meeting, governing bodies reserve a period for public comment to provide the public with the opportunity to comment on matters that are germane to the items on the agenda for the meeting. It also requires that the meeting notice specify how individuals may indicate their desire to provide public comment at the meeting. The second one is Public Chapter 213, which became effective on April 25th, 2023. Unlike Public Chapter 300, which was broadly applicable, PC 213 only applies to local government legislative bodies and requires such bodies to make their agendas available in a place accessible to the public at least 48 hours prior to a meeting. So that's basically, I'm not gonna read all of it, it's a little longer, but that's basically what, the PC 300 is, and then also of course, that's Public Chapter 213. And there's some other things here you might wanna discuss.
Well, let's talk about chapter 300, because I went through that. It declares that we have to reserve a period for public comment. That means we have to put that in our agenda, that there is a period now for public comment. And that agenda is for commission meetings and committee meetings in here. So all this period has to be in there, right? And then the opportunities to comment on matters that are germane to the items on the agenda. So they can't come in and talk about the war of Ukraine and going on. They have to talk about what's on the agenda. And then it requires to specify how individuals may indicate their desire to provide public comment. And so that means that we have to figure out on the Rules Committee how we're going to address that. Can they come speak to us? Do they have to put it in writing? How do we want that? How long can they speak? So we've got some open-ended issues we got to figure out. And then it also says we put reasonable restrictions on the comment period. So that means there's a time frame on there. And then we have to make sure that we take practical steps to ensure all opposing viewpoints. So Mr. Chairman, we're going to have to go through this. I mean, we didn't know it passed until last month, so we don't have time to really look at it to make any kind of rules. But we've got to study this a little bit to make sure we are in compliance with it.
It's almost like
Well,
we
the
got to
letter
come up with a
was dated
procedure.
June the 12th, so
Yeah.
we haven't had it.
We hadn't had,
And
we hadn't had
that's
it.
Yeah.
So we don't have to.
So we need to come up with a procedure then.
Yes.
We have to have a procedure, and we have to have it by the July meeting. So I'm guessing what we may have to do is just post a period, but, well, you have something, okay? And,
You got a guideline.
okay, are you comfortable with that?
Would this not be, we should have the same as a public hearing that we have for zoning resolution? Something like that? Post that on the agenda.
But what it's telling us right here is that we have to put reasonable restrictions and practical steps. That's telling you, you've got to have some rules in place, and so the commission has to adopt the rules, and even if we said, let's do it tonight, the commission would be until after July 1st to even adopt the rules. So I don't know how we move forward with this, other than just accept.
Well, what I put before you guys is just an outline that satisfies the rules. Talking to some of those things, nobody has adopted it either, depending on the timeline you got it. Using the kind of rules of three, it's kind of a concept that come out of conversation. 3, 4, 3 against, and 3 minutes, would be fair that both sides have the same amount. Now, they don't have to be 3, it could be 5, it could be whatever the body ultimately wants, but 3, 3, and 3 is a good starting point for a conversation. Because again, this is just public comment. This is really one-way communication. It's not really debate with the body. This is opportunity for the public to make a statement in advance of the action of the commission. And so, and then they did stipulate that the public notice would be satisfied if it was on the website 48 hours in advance. We make reference to that in our suggested guideline too, that we can make sure that it's on there. It may be on there before because the newspaper, our regular commissions in May, and so it will still go in the paper like it always has. But something near this concept would satisfy what appears to be a bullet point that can reach with the new rule. And so that's just a conversation.
Yeah.
It could be a meeting if you want. What I actually said was that you had more than 3 people actually request to speak on the issue, and the chairman would draw names from it. We had a form attached to that that my position is they certainly should be Better County residents, and that they should put who they are, and you have that prior to the meeting, before calling the meeting, the board about the chair, and then if there was 5 people, they could draw the first 3, and that would be 3 to speak. There's some special exception to that, but you guys still
Well,
control it.
One thing that concerns me a little bit is I hate to have citizens having to fill out a form to come talk to their representatives. There's got to be a better way than that. Now, I'm all, everything else,
Yeah,
but,
this will go on the website as well. If they
Right.
give it to you in advance, but that, again, you don't have to do it.
I'm just afraid it would intimidate certain people or make them not want to speak to us. And we do represent those said folks, and I know, I understand, That's, we need to think on this, though.
Yeah, we
Let's-
do.
we need to first, we need to think.
Would this form be available at the commission meeting? In other words, I just show up and I say, well, I want to talk and I got to fill this out right quick.
Yeah, we would tell them in advance.
But I think
And
this would be,
it's on the website, and the form would be on the website.
I think the form on the website is probably more appropriate, somebody who can't make it because they can't get here to town, they want to ask the question. Yeah, I agree.
So we have hard copy of those, and CTAS's position on those, it would affect committees just like it does the commission. At first, we thought committees might be exempt because they don't take action, but that's not CTAS's interpretation. The committee should run just like the commission, which based to the thought of suspending the rules, allow people to, we
Right.
about adding things.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
get people to say, there's a clause in there about, don't not put something on the agenda and then spring it on
Mhm.
for last. Under
Right.
normal circumstances,
Right.
there's gotta be the ability to suspend the rules and put something on that you could not physically or easily get in time. So, you already have those rules in place through the commission, through the bylaws and rules anyway. So it would seem that, that would be the first always consider just following those same rules that you follow at the commission level, meeting level, and that should satisfy.
Okay, well, if that, if you think that satisfies us while we work on this, that gets us
That's
through
what she
July.
asked was- I talked to them about it. We
Okay.
also sent it to the county attorney.
Okay,
Did not hear
okay.
back from him today. But if you guys wanna make these tweaks or changes,
Yeah.
we'll make sure we send that information to the county.
Well-
I'm good with that.
Question, I mean, once we get started with this, we do it a couple of times, and we see things that could work better, I guess we could tweak
Yeah,
it
we
then,
can
couldn't
always
we?
change the rules.
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
change the rules now that you have.
Because you can't anticipate everything's gonna come
Right,
at you.
no, and there will be things that come up. One thing
Yeah,
works,
yeah.
one thing didn't.
Yeah,
Hey, let's
yeah.
add this.
Yeah, you wanna make it smooth and as easy as possible.
Well, maybe for compliance sake, Mr. Chairman, maybe we send this to the full commission, that this is our recommendation, so that we're only in compliance with what they
At
are
that
requiring
meeting.
us to do, but that still gives us
Agree with
temporary, till we
Right.
have a chance to study this and talk. So I think that's what we need to do, to at least get us, so there's no question that we're in compliance.
My question. Is that the end of the committee meeting, or is that?
See
the
No, it
discussion?
stipulates right after the minutes are approved.
Oh, after
And
the
again,
minutes.
yeah, I felt like we
Okay.
had to stipulate where you're gonna do it. Now, it makes no sense to me that you would have
Right.
comments after.
Okay.
the
After
actual
the
Right.
meeting.
happens. But the minutes, I mean, you need to have roll call, you need to be in session, you're taking an action that says you're fully invested, or, and that seems to be at the top of the order, is the opportunity for him for one-way communication, not that you may choose to respond to what they say. But I understand you have the obligation to respond to what they say, and you probably would more likely want to address whatever they might have said during the comment period when you've actually taken an action.
That they got,
on the
right.
agenda.
Okay.
Well, then let's do this for compliance responsibility on our part. Let's recommend we send this to the full commission for the July meeting with the understanding that we're gonna work with it a little bit, but this gets us in compliance if we accept this. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any other questions? Yes.
But this doesn't take place of our public hearing on design.
No, this is totally stands
This is a whole
independent
separate
of
thing. So
the
if you had a public hearing design, it would also.
Doesn't have to be that, and it happens before the commission actually is in session. So, because I tried to tangle the two about committee versus, and CTAS cautioned me that these are two different issues. The state pass saying that there's gotta be public comment, it stands sort of independent of your committee meeting format and what you do. But you would be wise to basically have your rules all tight, the same, so you don't get into somebody challenging, well, this committee,
Yeah.
you know, they allow you to suspend the rules, this one doesn't, blah, 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 and go. That's the way I understood
Okay.
it, because I think there's already a law that says you have to have these public hearings for these planning commission and things, because we had someone wanting to do this before, CTAC. So there's a legal definition
Uh-huh.
related
It's not on our
and
agenda.
expectation for those meetings.
Now,
The
also,
reason I'm asking is because I'm thinking I'm working on the order of.
CTAC clarified that there was a legal reason for those meetings, and that it set out what the.
now, chapter 300 also exempts disciplinary hearings, which I would also consider ethics, if the ethics board meets, I would say that you would be exempted.
Personnel and non-action items.
Yeah.
Is the number 3 on your list.
Okay.
Again, we believe we touched the main points of both chapters.
Gotcha.
But you may wish to.
It's good work.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm fine. We got a motion, second.
Yeah.
Any other question or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next item is Bedford County Corridor Study, our transportation planning grant. It was unanimously recommended by the planning commission. It was basically, Bedford County has completed the corridor study identifying existing and projected needs in regard to safety, mobility, and connectivity of State Route 231 north and south, as well as adjacent roadways connecting State Road 269 and State Route 16/41A. It's favorable recommended to the, to us, and it's basically the Highway 23 North Corridor study.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve that.
Second.
Any questions or discussion?
Now, what was the, I guess, nature of the approving the corridor?
This is a study by the state, and this is just basically, we're saying they have completed what they had to do, and we're notifying the state that the study is completed.
Okay, what did the study say?
I don't know that I could actually speak and tell you about all the details therein. But the purpose of the study was PDOT come in and look at activities along the planning and zoning codes to figure out traffic patterns and especially.
Okay.
As you had over the years, as it's growing out, as you got Tennessee down, as you got MTSU, as you have that swath of land on 231. So they're trying to get out in front of it.
Okay.
Red light should go where, cut-ins or egresses
Okay.
allowed or not. It was looking at those areas for planning for the future growth of what you would agree to have happen or not. And that's why planning needs to adopt it, or it fits hand in glove. You know, Chris White was on that committee as well.
Yeah, it gives us the insight to, like Fairfield Pike, that it should be widened, Wyndham Road,
Traffic patterns
traffic
and
patterns.
expected usages and all that stuff is in there. And you have some of that in the planning commission rules anyway, but you don't have the detail that this has. And we got actually, I think it's about a $30,000 or $40,000 study.
It's also part of that land. But we,
Yeah.
we couldn't do this resolution until the planning commission,
Approved.
Mr. Chairman, voted to accept what they sent us. That's what happened last time, and that's why you got it.
All right.
Good.
Ready for announcements?
Oh, we'll go vote.
Vote.
Okay, we hadn't voted yet. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, announcements, I guess, for Celebration City, I think meets Friday, they have a cruise in every, the last Friday, I guess, of the month, from 6 to 8, and of course, we got a special call meeting the 29th, so we don't need to forget that. And then, of course, the 4th of July, we'll have a big, same thing at the park, rec center. They start, I think, at 5 o'clock and go through
Till
10.
9 o'clock fireworks comes on.
Okay, at 9 to 10 or so, whenever, yeah.
Y'all sitting in the next one, beer vote.
No, that's on the,
Go to the county commission.
Yeah, it comes in
Yes.
That's
July.
already in.
July.
yeah, so for the record, we referred it to the full commission for the July commission.
Yes.
And that was to vote to reduce the distance.
That's correct.
Correct.
That's correct.
We'll either vote that up or
Up or down.
That's correct. That's correct. And then, Mr. Chairman, our broadband summit today was held. We had a great group of people there that spoke about the need for broadband, and as we're working with our consultants, with our accelerated broadband plan, we had guest speakers were there, we had the consultants in, so it was a well-done performance for everybody. We learned a lot, and this is part of our plan. So, part of it, important part, is getting these surveys returned and turned in. Our goal is to have 1,000 of these surveys, and thank you guys for the work you did on live streaming it today, so it's on the county website now. You can, it's an easy survey. If you can't answer the question, skip it, go to the next one. So we're just trying to determine who has broadband, where it's located, so we can pinpoint those on the map as we build out our final movement towards the middle mile, last mile grant. There's $890 million that the state's going to have in this last round of grant. So we want all the data we can get, and that's why these consultants are in here with us to help us build a plan so we can get everybody. Our goal is to be the first rural county in Tennessee to be 100% connected with broadband. And we can do that, but it's going to be expensive, but that's why we got to have a good plan to do that. So, Mr. Chairman, we are working hard to move in that, and we'll talk more about it for the next 8 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, and everyone.